Russell of Hotels. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday or Monday. You know, people call it Monday, but I call it Monday. But hey, it's the start of the week. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I did. I didn't do my daily check-in on Friday. I was in Blythe, homecoming weekend, Palo Verde High School. You know, if you don't understand, if you don't know about Palo Verde High, you just don't understand. If you don't know Blythe, you just don't understand. So don't try to figure out why homecoming is so great and this and that or whatever for people from Blythe, right? So you got to be from there to understand it, right? You got to be there to know that they actually closed down the town to have a homecoming celebration for the high school. So it's probably one of the few towns that still do that. You know what? I don't know many towns who does that, right? You know, that's kind of one of those things you say, like, who does that? They close down the town to have homecoming celebration for the high school. But yeah, they do. They do. Okay. So I was there during the week. Actually, I um, went for a funeral services, and it just happened to, excuse me, coincide with homecoming, same weekend, same day, actually. So the services were in the morning. Parade was at 3. Parade was at 4. Game was at 7:30. And then kind of hung out afterwards. So it was a good weekend all around. So yeah, that's why I did not do the daily check-in on Friday, but that's okay because I still have topics, so don't worry about that, right? So let me turn on the chat here. As you guys know, you guys can always make comments, say, hey, how you doing? Whatever you want to say, you can say it. And I'll put those comments right on the screen so the whole world can see, right? See what you're thinking, right? Or see where you are, or see who you are. But I do these daily check-ins daily, Monday through Friday. At least that's what I try to do. My goal, my purpose is to do this every Monday through Friday. I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is my live hospitality talk show. Comes on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Okay, rain, sunshine, whatever, it's gonna happen. Okay, so Russell of Hotels, On Air with Russell of Hotels, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. The daily check-in is any day that I don't do On Air with Russell of Hotels. So it's 4 days a week, but I do something, a live show every Monday through Friday. So there you go. And this daily check-in comes in around noon-ish, a nooner, right? So it's 12. I think I got on about 12:15. So I try to do it around noonish. So try to catch. I don't know if that's the optimal time. I don't even know, but I just try to do what I do, right? Because I just think it's important that you be consistent. If you're gonna do the social media thing, you got to be consistent. Okay, you can't just do it every now and then or when I feel like it, whatever. No, this is a job, right? It's a full time job, and there's information I want to put out. So just like this hotel that I'm showing. So today I showed this last week as well because they gave me that Russell of Hotels rate. So if you were to book at the residence in Avondale, Phoenix, Arizona, I guess it's called Phoenix, Arizona East, but it's in Avondale. Okay, right off the 10 freeway, not too far from the State Farm Arena where the Arizona Cardinals play and a lot of activities go on. Not too far from there, but they offer that Russell of Hotels rate. So I have to talk about them, right? So I have to showcase them wherever I can, right? So there you go. So that's why I'm showing that today. Great hotel, 102 rooms, small meeting space. Just maybe, and I think I'll show that meeting space as I go through the different scenes that I have here. But it's a great hotel. Victoria Camagon is the director of sales and marketing there. I used to work with her years ago. I was in sales and she worked at the front desk years ago. So now she's the director of sales and marketing, and now I'm a consultant, right? So now I do hotel site selection and all that kind of stuff. So I happened to come by her hotel. I was driving through Phoenix. I said, let me stop by here. And great hotel, great location. A lot of companies are based in this area, this Avondale area. A lot of people don't even know where Avondale is, but it's right outside of Phoenix, right before you get to Phoenix. If you're going east, if you're going west, it's out. It's once you leave Phoenix, like going west, going towards say Los Angeles or Blythe, right? So anyway, so Blythe is actually sits on the California Arizona board, just in case you didn't know that. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. So like I said, I do these daily check-ins daily, and let me see what is the topic for today. I always have a topic, right? So, what role does a hotel GM play in the sales process? Or let me back up. Or what role should a hotel GM play? That's probably more like it, right? So, um, but yeah, so it's interesting. I guess it depends on who the GM is and who the hotel is, and what experience that person has within the sales department. But yeah, so it can be kind of hit and miss because I've worked in 14 different hotels, at least one of them as a general manager, and maybe about 10 of them, I think 8 to 10 as a director of sales and marketing. So I was always like puzzled because from one hotel to the next, the GM had, he or she thought they had a different role, or he or she thought, some things weren't their responsibility, you know. But in the hotel, everything's the general manager's responsibility. He or she may not be ultimately responsible for each, day to day activities or what goes on day to day, but ultimately that person is responsible for the entire function, the sales and the operations, right? So it's always good that they know what's going on. It's always good that they have their input. It's always good that they're monitoring the situation, if you will. So let me just jump over. I just have to look at my questions here. I got stuff written down here. Anyway. So, okay, what role does a hotel GM play in the sales process? And like I said, feel free, make your comments. I have 6 today, right? So there's a total of 12, but I'm only going to do 6 today. So don't worry. Okay, these daily check-ins are not meant to take up a lot of your time, because it's lunchtime, right? I got to eat too, right? So I take lunch too. So just like you guys do, right? So I'm about 6 minutes and 50 seconds into this. So it's probably roughly going to be about 15, 20 minutes. So just bear with me. But if you can't, do the live, don't worry. This video is not going anywhere. And I just finished working out. So, just so forgive me if I look a little, oh, Russell, he came on. He was a little sweaty, a little disheveled. Well, I just finished working out. Just hitting my heavy bag today. Okay. Oh, see, I'm getting aggressive, right? Because I just hit the heavy bag. So I'm getting aggressive. So anyway. Oh boy, that was funny. So as we're going through the different scenes, remember this is a residence in Avondale, Phoenix, Arizona area. Okay, so number one is setting sales goals. So this is the role of a general manager within the sales department or just sales in general for the hotel, right? So that's what this is. Setting sales goals. The GM typically collaborates with the sales and marketing team to set sales targets and revenue goals for the hotel. These goals should be realistic and aligned with the overall business strategy. So whatever, based on what their marketing plan is, he or she should be involved in what's going on in the activities of that sales and marketing plan. That sales and marketing plan that we do every year that sometimes we just kind of put aside, or it just sits in a file on our computer and we never go back to it. But when the director of sales is coming up with that, it should go hand in hand with what the general manager wants for that hotel. Because a lot of times we do the budget first and then back information into it or back the numbers into it. That's how it happens a lot of times, and which is fine, and no problem with that. But just know that the general manager should have a hefty role in that. He or she may not do the presentation on it. He or she may not do all the work, but he or she should know exactly where the focus is when it comes to setting goals. Goals for the hotel, goals for each individual market. Are you market driven? Are you territory driven? Whatever that is, he or she should be involved with that. I see all about the experiences. I think, let me just put that on the screen. Non-traditional schedule. I don't know what that means, but yeah, thank you. I do have a non-traditional schedule where I'm able to do these things right on the fly, right? But I try to stick to a schedule. I try to stick to around noon to do these daily check-ins. So that was number one. Number two, sales strategy development. The GM, general manager, okay, once again, we're talking about the role that the general manager should have in the sales arena within a hotel. So number two is sales strategy development. The general manager is involved in the development of the hotel sales and marketing strategy. This includes identifying target markets, pricing strategies, and promotional activities. Now, you may say, well, the pricing strategy, that's more of a revenue manager position or a revenue manager role. And you're right. It is, but still, the general manager should know exactly where this stuff is being priced out, how it's being priced out, why is it being priced this particular time? Because we know different times of the year, based on what's going on in the area, based on what's going on in the hotel groups and things like that. Revenue or pricing should be, set accordingly based on what's going on. But he or she should know those things as well, right? So whatever, if it's the director of sales and marketing that comes up with this, or they work in conjunction with the revenue manager, the GM should ultimately, oversee and understand why why are we coming up with these numbers? Why are we pricing, this week and this month at this price, and then the next week is a lot less, or whatever the case may be. But it's important that they know what's going on, because a lot of times they get called on things and they don't have time to, well, let me get the director of sales and, he or she can explain. No. Sometimes, VPs will call, or area manager, whatever the heck, the hierarchy is for your hotel or hotel company. And it's important that that person knows, because at the end of the month, who's going to be responsible for that P&L? Okay. Well, what's going on in this line item? Because this is top line revenue, right? So if a general manager is not involved in top line revenue, the strategies are about that, around there, I hate it for them. I just put it like that. I hate it for them. Number 3, pricing decisions. The GM may be involved in pricing decisions, especially for high value clients or during peak season. They must balance revenue goals with maintaining the hotel's competitiveness. Yes. So yeah, pricing decisions, like I said, is even if it's someone else's decision, if this is what it should be, or someone else's responsibility, that does not mean the GM should, I'm not in that, you just let me know what it is. No, you need to know exactly why is pricing this way. Is it based on this client? Maybe this client is, gives us more, produces more revenue for us for this particular market segment. So maybe we want to give them a break. Whatever it is, the GM should be involved in that, as always. Number 4, relationship building. And this is, GM this should be a no-brainer right here. Building and maintaining relationships with key clients, travel agents, event planners, and corporate partners is crucial. The GM may personally engage with important clients and participate in networking events to strengthen the relationships. You got to be seen, okay? The GM needs to be out. They need to be in front of people. They need to meet with top clients, and maybe not all clients, but if you have top clients that are coming in that are producing, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in revenue for your hotel, that GM needs to know them on a first name basis. And anything that the hotel has as far as events or whatever, they need to make sure they are included or invited. There's no other way around it. Okay, you got to treat your top clients like top clients, right? So you got to spoil them, because you don't want them to go anywhere else. So if I'm having, I'm taking some clients to a baseball game, to the Dodger game or whatever, okay, because I'm in Los Angeles, okay, I just said Dodgers, okay, I'm not a Dodger fan, okay, I'm just saying Dodgers because that's where I am, right? So you want to make sure you take your top clients. I remember back in the day when I was with Sunstone Hotels. Remember Sunstone Hotels? They end up getting absorbed by Interstate Hotels, or merged with Interstate Hotels, which is now Aimbridge Hotels. But anyway, that tells you how far I go back. But so I remember we had a box suite at Anaheim Stadium. So we could take as many clients, I think like 16 clients. We could take up to 16 clients, right? So we would take our top clients to these games. We had like 4 dates, right? So do you think the GM went? No. GM never went. Never went. But then I didn't know any better. I thought that was more of a sales function, right? So my salespeople were there. Of course, I was there. But I really didn't know, and this was years ago, that, what is the role that the GM should have, right? The GM should have been there right along with us, right? Because it's important that the top dog, or the person that's in charge of their hotel, is there as well. So that tells the client that, hey, I am important. I am a VIP, okay? Because the GM's here, and the GM is the top dog in the hotel, okay? So, or top person, I don't say dog. but the top person at the hotel. So you want to make sure that person is there, and that person is there communicating and thanking the clients. However they need to do that, that's what they need to do. So yeah, so I remember that we have 4 dates a year, and our general manager never went. Okay, which, like I said, I didn't know at that point that they should, because I thought that was more of a sales function. But now that I know, now that when I became a GM, I knew that, hey, I need to be involved in this stuff but I came from sales, right? See, a lot of GMs don't come from the sales department. They don't come from sales. They may come from food and beverage. They may come from operations, but they don't know the sales aspect of it. What the report should be, how to hold the director of sales accountable or their salespeople accountable. A lot of people don't know that, right? And actually, I do some training on that as well. So just in case you wanted to know, and you're a GM that does not know about the sales process or how things should work or what your involvement should be, reach out to me and I'll tell you. I did a whole thing for a company, a whole outline, what they should do, their responsibilities, and line by line, boom, 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 boom. And I do the training on that. So there you go. So there's no excuse. Okay, there's no excuse for that. So that was number 4. Number five is supporting sales team. Always need the support. The GM provides support and guidance to the sales team. This may involve training, setting expectations, and providing resources to help the team meet their sales targets. So whatever that is, do they need a new laptop? They travel a lot, they need laptops. Okay, that's fine. They need to use certain platforms or certain software. We need to make sure those things are available to them, right, in order for them to do their job. Because at the end of the month, we hold everybody to a standard of, did you make your goals or not? Okay, but if you don't have the right tools to do your job, then you're setting them up to fail, and that's not how it should be. So GMs are there, just like the director of sales and marketing, are there to support the sales team. Okay, whatever they need, within reason. I'm not saying they should get everything, carte blanche, whatever, just sign here. No, but they should be taken care of. They should, anything to do their jobs at a high level, they should have that, and they should have that support, that ongoing support. But on the other hand, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, they need to have your support on that as well. Like, hey, you're doing your job before, but you're not doing it now. I mean, why aren't you making your numbers? But they need to be aware of that. Okay, that should not be a secret. Just like paperwork. What I mean by paperwork is like P&L statements and how to read the STAR reports and Hotelligence 360 or whatever the heck it's called now. All those things should be accessible to them, but they should understand how to read this information as well. There's some GMs out there that don't know how to do a STAR report. They don't even know what it means. Okay, I'm just saying that. Okay, so in order for them to train and support the sales team, they need to know the tools that the sales team need. Okay, so it's not just that budget. Okay, first, yeah, they do need to know the budget and what the goal is for that particular month or that quarter or for the year. But each individual has their own goals as well. So they didn't know what those are as well. If they're not making them, we need to, hey, what's going on? Can we help you in any way? Can I go with you on the sales calls or some sales calls or a sales trip? I mean, it's okay to do that, right? It's okay to support them. If that's the way you can support them, then support them that way. They expect that. Or maybe sometimes they don't expect it because they think that's maybe out of your realm of responsibility. But to me, the GM should be involved in a lot of different things, especially when it comes to top line revenue. You should definitely be involved in that. Okay, definitely be involved in that. And then I think the last one for today, remember I got like 6 more, but I'm going to do those on Wednesday. Okay, so just be patient. Okay, it's going to be all right. So number 6 is problem resolution. If there are issues or concerns raised by clients or potential clients, the GM may step in to address them, and ensuring that customer satisfaction is maintained and potential sales are not lost. That's not, you definitely don't want that. So if it's, say some operational issues came up and the client is threatening to pull the plug on this whole operation, I'm done. We're going to go to, the hotel across the street, which is your main competition. You need to get your GM involved in all those things. If there's issues with your clients, for whatever reason, it can be they, didn't like the sales manager or whatever, or they had a bad experience, within the hotel when they checked in, when their group checked in, or when individual travelers checked in. They need to know that, because if they already had a relationship with the client, it's easy for them to pick up the phone and say, hey, I understand, hey, this is Russell. I understand you had some issues, blah, 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 blah. And if they already know me, then they're like, well, thanks for calling me, blah, blah, blah. But if they never had a relationship with you, or they didn't even know who you were, that's kind of like, well, you only call me because now I'm threatening to pull my business. Where were you before? So top clients need to know who the general manager is. I always made it a point. It didn't have to be a top client, right? So if a sales manager was entertaining a client for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or whatever, for drinks or whatever, I wanted to know, when I was a director of sales and marketing as well as a general manager, I wanted to know who they were entertaining, because I wanted to come by and say hello. Didn't matter what time it was. If it was 6 p.m. and I left at 5, didn't matter. I'll stay till 6 to meet them, right? I'm just there to meet them, to let them know who they are. I mean, let them know who I am, right? Like, hey, I'm Russell. Here's a card. You're in good hands with them, but if anything ever arises and you need me to get involved, just let me know. Hey, I'm here to help. And that way they know, hey, the general manager, he's accessible. I can contact him. He gave me the card. I have his email or whatever. Because you never want, issues to come up and these top clients don't even know who you are, right? So it's just a way of just breaking the ice with clients, or just letting people know who you are, and go to outside events outside of your hotel as well. So if it's a chamber thing, or it's a CVB mixer, tourism, or whatever, you want to be involved in those things as well, because you want all the players from your hotel community to know, including your competition, to know who you are, right? So I think it's the most important thing, to be visible. Someone asked me, like, what do you think the biggest thing a GM should have, or the biggest trait a GM should have? People go through a whole list. I said visibility. Well, what do you mean visibility? What is that? That's not a trait. No, they need to be visible. They need to be accessible. Okay. They need to be away, around, right? Easily accessible, because you never know what's going to happen. So that's why when my salespeople had lunch with clients, I always wanted to be there. Okay. I want to at least come say hello. So that's accessibility, right? Some GMs wouldn't, don't call me. I'm in my office with the door closed doing a report. I don't know how much money we made doing reports. I really don't know. How much business have we made being in meetings? Let's think about that for a second. I had these conversations with people all the time. Like, I'll call colleagues or whatever, or maybe I'm doing business at that hotel, right? And I'll call and they don't call me back for like 24 hours or whatever, which is, I think that's too much time. But anyway, too much time has lapsed. But that's okay. I understand sometimes we get busy. And I'll say, hey, I tried calling you, left a message for you. Yeah, we're so busy. We're in a meeting. I said, how much business did you book out of that meeting? Because I have business here, okay? My client's ready to spend money with you. So how much business did you plan, or did you make in that meeting? We didn't. What do you mean? We didn't plan or book any business in a meeting. That's my whole point. So until you start booking meetings, everybody don't need to be in these darn meetings, and the meetings don't need to be that long. Okay, we're having a meeting to have another meeting. Don't act like I don't know, because I've been in that position before. So one thing I try to do is just once a week we have a sales meeting. Okay, we don't need to be bringing salespeople in for just meetings that just pop up. You know what I mean? No, they don't need to come to that. That's what I'm a director of sales and marketing. I'll go to those meetings. They need to be selling. Prime selling time is when? Between the hours of 9 and 4. Okay, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's prime selling time. So have your meetings before that or after. So no meeting should be at 4 o'clock. No meeting should be at 3 for a salesperson. Okay, that's just me, right? That's just me. And I think people will work more efficiently if they know they're not going to be pulled in some BS meeting, So I'm just saying. So that's number 6. And I think that was it. Yeah, there you go. So that's the Residence Inn. Once again, Residence Inn, Avondale, Phoenix East in Arizona, right? Great hotel. Remember, Victoria Camagon is the director of sales and marketing. But anyway, if you need assistance with this hotel, just let me know. I have the link and everything. You can book that Russell of Hotels right there, right? So, like I said, I do these daily check-ins every Monday through Friday around noon, and then I have a show, a live hospitality talk show. This is live as well. The live hospitality talk show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. This is called the Daily Check-in with Russell of Hotels, right? So it's two different things, but it's the same person, right? And have you been seeing my I've been putting out these um, I mean, they're content. I've been creating content. It's with me, right? But it's AI, right? What do you guys think about this whole AI thing, right? So I've been using AI the last several, about, I was gonna say the last several weeks. It hasn't been the last several weeks. I've been working on it for the last several weeks, but I've been posting it probably the last several days, right? So it's me, it's my likeness, it's my avatar, but it's not me. It's not my voice because my voice is a little different, right? And it's just interesting, right? So I've been using that instead of me doing a live thing. I just make an avatar and then just change the verbiage, whatever that is. I put in the script, so you just type in the script and it reads it word for word. Now, some of the words, the inflections, I need to work on that. I think it gets used to you as you continue to do more. But yeah, so I need to work on how to do more in the inflections of your voice. Some of the words like Avondale, it would say Avondale. Okay, so I need to fix that. I don't know how to fix that, but I'm gonna have to work on that as well. So it's just experimenting, but it's interesting. It's here to stay. It's been here for a while. I'm talking about AI. So I put out something last week saying, "What do you guys think?" No one even made any comments. I'm like, "You guys read the stuff I put out there?" I just want to know, get some feedback on what do you think about AI, because it is out there, and a lot of times we see like advertising, especially on social media, we think that's a real person, and it's not. It is AI, which is artificial intelligence. Okay, so it's your avatar, but it's someone else, or it's something else. I mean, they're reading a script, and the voice and the movement of your mouth or whatever, that's all computer generated. So, but anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Let's do a little traveling music. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining. If you have any questions at all, please feel free you can email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. You can go to my website, russellofhotels.com, or you can DM me, slide into my DMs, or instant message me on LinkedIn or YouTube, okay? So LinkedIn and YouTube is my platforms of choice, but you can follow me on other social media platforms as well. But you'll always find me LinkedIn first, YouTube second, and then probably Instagram third. So anyway, until tomorrow, you guys have a great day. Happy Monday. That's it. Happy Monday. Anyway, that's it. As always,